The acronym BRICS represents 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These countries have come together to form a powerful coalition that aims to reshape the global economic landscape. Together, they represent a significant portion of the world's population, landmass, and economic output. In fact, they account for over 40% of the global population and nearly a quarter of the world's GDP. Their economies have grown rapidly in recent decades, transforming from developing nations into key players on the world stage. This growth has translated into increased global influence, allowing them to play a more prominent role in international affairs. BRICS nations are actively shaping global agendas, pushing for changes that reflect their interests and priorities. They are advocating for reforms in international institutions, such as the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund, to better represent emerging economies. Their goal is to have a more equitable world order, where power and resources are distributed more fairly among nations. This includes challenging the dominance of the West, particularly the United States, which has long held a central position in global politics. The rise of BRICS represents a shift in global power dynamics, signaling the emergence of new influential players. The world is moving away from a unipolar system dominated by the US towards a more balanced distribution of power. It is moving towards a more multipolar world where multiple countries share influence and leadership. This new world order features multiple centers of power, each contributing to a more diverse and interconnected global community. For decades, the US dollar has reigned supreme as the world's reserve currency. This status grants the US significant economic and geopolitical leverage. However, BRICS nations are increasingly challenging this dominance. They are promoting the use of alternative currencies in international trade and finance. This push for de-dollarization is driven by several factors. BRICS nations seek to reduce their reliance on the US dollar. They aim to decrease their vulnerability to US economic policies. They also want to promote their own currencies and financial systems. BRICS countries are establishing alternative payment systems. They are increasing trade using their own currencies. These actions chip away at the dollar's dominance. This trend has fueled anxieties among some Americans. Beyond the rise of BRICS, several internal factors within the US economy have contributed to fears of a dollar collapse. The US has a large and growing national debt. This raises concerns about the long-term sustainability of the dollar's value. The Federal Reserve has been printing trillions of dollars. This is to stimulate the economy and combat recessions. However, this practice can lead to inflation. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of the dollar. Rising inflation in recent years has further fueled these anxieties. Some economists warn that continued economic mismanagement could undermine confidence in the dollar. This could ultimately lead to its downfall. Section 4. Geopolitical fault lines, tensions between the United States and BRICS. Adding to these economic concerns are growing geopolitical tensions between the United States and certain BRICS nations, particularly China and Russia. These tensions are not just limited to economic disagreements but extend into political and military realms as well. The United States and China are locked in a strategic competition that shows no signs of abating. This competition spans trade, technology, and global influence, affecting various sectors and industries worldwide. The United States has imposed tariffs on Chinese goods, aiming to curb what it sees as unfair trade practices. It has expressed concerns over China's trade practices, including intellectual property theft and market access restrictions. Similarly, relations between the United States and Russia have deteriorated significantly over the past few years. This is due to issues like the ongoing war in Ukraine and accusations of election interference, which have further strained diplomatic ties. These geopolitical tensions exacerbate economic anxieties, making global markets more volatile and unpredictable. They raise concerns about a fragmented global order where international cooperation becomes increasingly difficult. This fragmentation could further undermine the dollar's dominance, leading to a more multipolar world economy. Section 5. A world after the dollar: potential consequences and uncertainties. The potential consequences of a dollar collapse are significant and far-reaching, affecting not just the United States but the entire global economy. It would reshape the global economic landscape, altering trade routes and financial systems worldwide. A weaker dollar would reduce the purchasing power of American consumers, making everyday goods more expensive. This would lead to higher prices for imported goods, affecting everything from electronics to clothing. It could also lead to a loss of confidence in the United States economy, shaking the foundations of financial stability. This would result in decreased foreign investment, as investors seek safer havens for their money. Globally, a dollar collapse could trigger financial instability, leading to economic turmoil in many countries. It could lead to a scramble for alternative currencies as nations and businesses seek to protect their assets. Understanding the rise of BRICS and the potential for a dollar collapse is crucial for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. As new economic powers emerge, the world is shifting towards a more multipolar order, where power is distributed among multiple nations. This shift presents both challenges and opportunities for the United States and the rest of the world, requiring adaptation and strategic planning.